Hey guys, welcome back to the video on the channel. If you're new here, I'm Mike. Today's topic I'd like to discuss is about the 5 Ds of the narcissistic abusive relationship. Guys, if you like my content, if this video is resonating or you can relate to it, it would mean so much to me if you like, comment your thoughts and opinions and wisdom down below, and please subscribe. Thank you very much. So let's get into it. The 5 Ds of the narcissistic abusive relationship include but are not limited to, well, I'll just focus on the main 5 Ds on my list, okay? There is deception, and then there is denial, and then there is dismissing, devaluing, and then the discard. The 5 Ds of the narcissistic abusive relationship. Deception, you can also use it interchangeably with deceit or being devious. And then there's the denial, and then the dismissal, and then the discard, or not the discard, excuse me. I'll get to that in a little bit. But before that, there's the devaluing, and the discard. Yes, like there's the two last main stages of the narcissistic cycle. You see, you got the love bomb, you got the devaluing, and then there's the discard. And this list pretty much alludes to many of these stages. Let's start with the first one, which is deception. The narcissist bombs you with love, all right? This is what they do in stage 1, the love bomb. In stage 1 of the narcissistic abusive relationship. This is my first D of the 5 Ds of the narcissistic abusive relationship, because they use that deceit to lure you in, like a kid in a candy store, and they wanted you to believe that everything was peaches and cream, that they were relatable, that you were truly in love with them, that you falsely thought, or not to rub it in, but you didn't know any better because you have never gone through this stuff. So you were trauma bonded with the narcissist, you were lured in, and you would make excuses for them and yourself at times, going out of your way for the narcissist and all this stuff. So there's that deception. The narcissist wants to love bomb you so that they can later discard you and all that stuff, which I'll get to later on this list. But deception is basically when they will claim to have, that they're single, they have no boyfriend or girlfriend, whoever, but they will, lo and behold, they'll be cheating on you and lying to you, manipulating you the entire time, throughout the entirety of the relationship. So there's that. There's deception for you. Now let's get into the second D on my list, which is the denials. Once you call them out for their lying and cheating and manipulation, or the mind games, the petulant little mind games they play with you. I'll go over those more, in a few minutes, but at any rate, the narcissist would just deny everything. They'd gaslight you into making you think that, they're not, I promise I'm not seeing anybody. I promise I'm not lying to you. I'm going to bed early, but lo and behold, they're out and, doing shady stuff that you would find wrong, and you'd probably, if you knew what was good for you, you'd leave. So there's that. They deny everything. They can't hold themselves accountable. That's why they do what they do. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they manipulate, they'll do anything. Just like in point number 1 of the 5 Ds, deception, they'll do whatever they can do to scheme you into making you think that, everything's all just peaches and cream, sunshine and roses and all that stuff. But it wasn't as time went on. When they deny you and your points that you'd bring up, like You know, I saw this, and they gaslight you into making you believe that you didn't see anything at all, like it was all just a farce or a fluke. But this is what these people, or these creatures, do, I should say. So let's get into the third D of the narcissistic abusive relationship on my list. It's completely dismissing you. They don't even try to deny it at that point, or anything like that. Or, you know, they just dismiss your claims. They stonewall you. Again, as I mentioned before, they'd gaslight you. They'd be triangulating you with other people, whether it be, you know, so-called friends, wink wink, or, you know, they'd actually be blunt, and, you know, they'd actually say, oh, I'm gonna go out and, you know, sleep with other people or something like that. Like, that's just how cruel these people can be. They'll verbally abuse you, and sometimes, you know, more than often than not, they'll go through with it. They will cheat. They will lie. They will deceive you, deny you, and dismiss you. Okay? You know, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. You can't gaslight yourself. Or you can't, you know, go with your gut instinct. That's what I'd like to say or emphasize here, is that you must go with your gut instinct. If it's too good to be true, it usually is. And when the narcissist doesn't back up their words with their actions, what's there to prove on their end? So there's that. Now let's get on to the fourth D on my list, okay, which is devaluing you, which is pretty similar to the aforementioned D's, the three first D's on my list. There's 5. Now we're talking about the fourth one, which is the devaluation stage that they placed you in after the love bomb, after you've, you know, I don't want to say call them out. I hope you were, you know, civil with them. I just, you know, I was wondering why you acted like this way, you probably said. Or, you know, why would you do that? Why would, long story short, the narcissist will do and say anything, things you wouldn't even dream of, you know, things that they wouldn't even want the whole world to know about, let alone you. But this is who these creatures are. So don't take them too lightly. Don't hold grudges against yourself, and especially not these people. They're mentally unwell. So they'll as I was saying, getting back on track, they'll devalue you, they'll stonewall you, especially they'll walk out of the room, and again, to deny and dismiss, deny and dismiss. I think that's so important to bring up, is that they'll just say, oh, we'll just talk about it later, you know, can't we just do this later? Or, everything's later, or, you know, they hold new rules against you, like, you know, like like you can't call after a certain time or see them after a certain time, and you're wondering to yourself, what the hell? Or they may have a voicemail prompt. You know, this has actually happened with me. You know, this caller has ADHD and cannot come to the phone right now. Like, who says that? Anyway, but they'll do weird stuff, you know. They won't act civil with you. Like, they will, at that point, they're just gone. They're just gone, people, you know. They've already placed you in the devaluation stage. So at that point, they don't care for anything about what they say to you or what they do to you. Which is about to lead me into my next point, and my final point. The 5th D on this list is the discard. They probably came at you with it, perhaps overnight, during even a little text exchange. You know, you called them out, or you had enough. You were experiencing reactive abuse, maybe, as I had, because you had enough of the manipulative mind games, the gaslighting, the stonewalling, the triangulation, the projection, the blame. You know, all the stuff. They make you probably think that there was something wrong with you, when in fact there was something wrong with them, and they needed to go get help. Think about that. Let that sink in. They gaslit you into making you believe that you're just thinking things up. There's something wrong with you. Go get help. Blah, 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 blah. Or they'll just, you know, say good luck sarcastically or something like that. These people they can go from sweet to sour and like that quick. And that's how quick they'll discard you and devalue you too. That's why I say, you know, vet people closely. Because what again? When it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Healthy people would have nothing to hide. They'll tell you their true intentions. They won't hold anything back. No. Communication is key in any relationship. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to say that. But before I close out the video, I just like to, you know, emphasize that they don't care one bit about you, and they never did. You might have thought at one point that they did, and that, you know, so-called love bomb, you know, ran out of steam, perhaps. But unfortunately, it was all the narcissists. They never cared about you. And they never care about the new supply. They don't care about the old supply. Everyone's just a narcissist to the narcissist, except for who? Them. They can never introspect or look at themselves in the mirror and wonder who is the real one common denominator in the room. Oh yeah, that's me. They can't do that. Which is why they deny and dismiss as they do. And when they're cowards, as they always are, but you know, when they've reached their breaking point, they devalue you, they discard you, and manipulate you and abuse you in so many ways. But you've got to draw a fine line in the sand and say no. Because you are not staying around with anybody, whether it be friend, family, romantic partner, or anything like that. You are not going to stick around and be berated and abused like that. So hold yourself to a higher standard. Process, don't ruminate. I often say respond and don't react. Respond with your silence. Go full no contact. And that's about it, guys. I'm going to end the video right there. I hope this helped a lot of people out there. I hope this was informative and all that. I'd like to hear you guys' comments down below. But until then, you know, subscribe and stay notified. I'll see you guys next time. Love you all. Take care.